The theory of path dependence argues that one experience, one event, one critical juncture in time can come to define an individual, a community, even a country. When I think of my own life, my passions and my loves, and the individuals and experiences intricately sewn up into these things, I see how I am a perfect example of this. My earliest memory is of being in my bedroom, sitting in our overstuffed reading chair, nestled in next to my mom. I am curled around myself like a child-sized croissant. I may be 2. I don't remember what day it is, what time of year, or if there is anyone else in the room. What I do see is the yellow spine of the book in my mother's hands, the outline of a dancing woman on the cover. All I know is that my heart and my brain and my soul are on fire because that, after all, is the power of Amelia Bedelia. I love reading because my mother loved to read to me. When I try to grab hold of this memory, to anchor myself to this place, the memory itself shifts and blurs, and I am transported to another time. Only now I am 7. My mother isn't home very much. We live in Vancouver, but she works in Ottawa. I've gotten sick, very sick. I burn so hot that when I take a bath, the water feels like it comes from an iceberg. Sometimes I imagine I am mutating. Sometimes I imagine I'm an X-Men. I can't eat very much, and when I do, I throw up. When my mother phones to tell me that she is taking a week off of work to come look after me, I nearly jump off of the bed with excitement. I spend a week wrapped in blankets and fleece, flushed and feverish, with her sitting next to me. In between my ice baths and simple mouthfuls of vegetable broth, we take turns reading aloud from The Secret Garden. My mother doesn't ever do the voices, but her tone is soothing, simple, perfect. I dream of us running away to the north of England, skipping rope amid the twists and turns of a sprawling manor estate, eating hot, crunchy biscuits smothered in butter and jam. But mostly, I want to find a garden that we could call our own. I want to discover a place that has been shut up and forgotten, and with her reawaken the magic, magnificence, and mayhem that once flourished there. A place where we will be smart and safe and strong in our splendor. A place for the magic that is my mother and me. I love reading because my mother loved to read to me. Growing up, you never stop and think about how relationships evolve and change. My mom will never not be my mom. That is a constant, solid and true. But over time, things do shift, like how I began and continue to recommend books to her, how we now sit in her living room and I read long passages from different works aloud to her as she rests. The only difference between my mom and I is that I always do all of the voices. The year that I turned 20, I moved to Halifax for the summer to be with her. I was infatuated with a Swedish detective series, and I gave her my entire collection, imparting onto her both their dog-eared pages and my infatuation. She too quickly became obsessed. For years, we talked about going to Sweden, about doing the Kurt Wallander tour, how instead of the north of England, we would take the north of Europe by storm. We would laugh about it, half believing it would happen, half believing it make-believe. This summer, we will be adventuring to the land of midsummer. 2 years ago, my mother's breast cancer returned, only this time it's in her lungs, and only this time it has no chance of going away. Make-believe quickly becomes reality, and together we'll make new memories that will continue to define who I am as a person, a woman, a daughter, a sister, a wife, and maybe one day a mother. This summer, I will read to her when she's sick. My mom will never not be my mom. That is a constant and a truth. I love reading because my mother loved to read to me. That is one too.